I'll try to make this quick, buddy. I've actually looked at this for nearly 8 years. Before I came in here, that was the reason I came up to Topeka, to talk to legislators about an Article 5. That was my thing. I ended up getting recruited. I had a couple other words I was going to use there to come into the legislature. But the whole idea that I had at that time, I spent a lot of time on midnights working patrol and listening to talk radio. And an idea came out of it from a certain talk show host about an Article 5 convention. And I thought, well, finally, somebody has an answer for what's going on. Looking back, and the good representative from Gardner was speaking about Colonel George Mason, who did actually suggest that this be put in. He was an anti-federalist. He helped draft the Constitution, but he didn't like the fact, and neither did any of the anti-federalists, the fact that it gave the federal government so much power. And by the way, we were saying at that time, we're not going to put the Bill of Rights in there. The Constitution came out without a Bill of Rights. So Colonel George Mason said, I ain't signing that. He didn't. He didn't sign it. And the opponent in committee pointed out that he didn't sign that. Well, he didn't sign it because of that, but he also made two predictions. One was that, well, he made one big prediction. That was that the judiciary was going to overwhelm the authority of the states. What's happened, right? That's exactly what's happened. And then the other thing was, he said 2 days before the end of the convention, if you don't put a clawback in there for the states, this thing's going to turn into a monarchy. The president has too much power. It's going to turn into a monarchy. He's going to be able to write executive orders. He didn't use those words, but that's basically what he was getting at. And the states aren't going to have a say-so. So they put this in Article 5 that gave the states an ability. It's the only clawback that they gave us, and here we sit. By the way, they thought this would happen over and over. If you read the Federalist Papers, they thought a convention of states would happen several times, and it hasn't. The threat has been there, but it hasn't actually occurred. Our founding fathers had a plan, and this was part of it. And here we are, scared to death to do the one thing the state legislatures were given the authority to do. The people depend on us. I get emails all the time as if somehow I'm going to vote on a federal resolution, or somehow I'm going to go after federal programs. I don't have that ability, but I do have the ability that was given me under Article 5. If you don't think the Constitution is being changed, I've been going through here looking at we all get these supplements at the beginning of our session, right? Big box comes in with the supplements to all the laws that have changed. Well, additionally, is changes made to the Constitution through interpretation by our courts. Who is supposed to oversee that? Who is supposed to look at that? Who's supposed to be the checks and balances on that? If not that portion of Article 5, then what? And I'm going to challenge you. One, I want you to support this, but I'm going to challenge you to ask those that are against it, what is their answer? What is their answer if not that? I stand in support, and I ask you to. Thank you.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks were willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.